Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall away. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry. Just can't be without you, baby. Hi, this is Tracy Braxton, and you're watching the Bobby
Hi, I'm Laura with the BobbyPin.com.
Hi.
And my question is, Crash and Burn for debut album is a very interesting name. And I would assume that you're trying to make a statement.
Now, Tiffany Henyard is at the Fulton County Election Board hearing, you guys, and she's trying to establish that Fulton County is her residency. And as a character witness, she has bought her Lamar. Jamal Woods, that's her man's name, y'all. That's what she said. But anyway, she thinks she crossed all her T's and dotted her I's. But baby, those board members, they are picking everything to pieces right here. They done tripped. So this lady is questioning Tiffany because Tiffany is at this hearing because Tiffany is having discrepancy in her residency, right? So, uh, Tiffany sitting up there, and then she bought a workman as a character witness. He gets up there, he tells me something, yeah, well, I know she lived there because I moved her in. But anyway, Tiffany is fighting y'all. She said her residence is real. It's lawful. And she said she has supported evidence. Kenya told members of the Fulton County George Board of Election, she says, I got my utility bill, I got my lease. And then one thing she said about the lease also was that all her utility bill was included in the lease. Now she even got tripped up on that. She got tripped up on the fact that her utility bill was included in the lease because one of the board members came back and said, well, this ain't what the lease said. The lease said that you pay, that the resident has to pay their own utility. But then Tiffany still is saying that no, I gave you all the supporting evidence that y'all need. Now, they start examining whether she met the 1 year residency requirement to hold office in Georgia. So that's what's going on in there. At this challenge, but Henyard is fighting back. Henyard is running as a Republican for a seat on the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Now, y'all, the Board of Commissioners has to do with a lot of funds distributed, a lot of say-so in how some things will be paid in Fulton County. So anyway, y'all, Tiffany said she been living here since May the 1st, 2025. That's what she said. She's been a resident here since May the 1st, 2025. But hold it, Miss Henyard says this lady up there, that board member. Henyard was almost as if she was defeated when they went back at her records in Dolton. She said, no, they said, no, you were still the mayor, and Dolton bring it down. You in May, you were still the mayor. Well, Hilton brought back. She said, no, she said, that election I lost in February 2025. Oh, but that board member was persistent. She said, no, but, no, baby. You continue to hold that office. Oh, you still was mad, right? That's what she kept asking Tiffany. They were going back and forth, back and forth. Tiffany was saying, well, yeah. She had to go ahead and admit that she was still the acting mayor, y'all. She also was a supervisor of Thornton Township until her successor took over May the 19th, y'all. So up until May the 19th, said I moved her in there. I know she stayed there. I moved her in there. That's how I know that she lived right there in Fulton County.
How would you like to proceed? What would you like us to know? Just
Basically, I moved her in there. That's what I want y'all to know. I know she lives in Fulton County because I moved her in. So I don't know why she had this man in there as a character witness for her, but oh well.
I moved her in May. But we had been coming back and forth before that. Okay. So we were staying in a hotel.
So now, this is her married boyfriend, y'all, but they say that he's divorced from his wife now, so now she got him all to herself.
Downtown until she found proper living quarters that should have been secret, but you guys made it public. She didn't know. Okay, is it the
1-year residency requirement? And that led to a hearing in which Henyard answered questions under oath. She told the board that she began living in Georgia on May 1st, 2025. But wait, she was still the Thornton Township supervisor and mayor of Dolton then.
I lost the election in February, so I was no longer the mayor. Somebody else had won. It's just a matter of.
But when was your last day and the new mayor sworn in? Is my question.
The new mayor got sworn in May 5th.
Okay, so were you mayor till May 4th?
I was no longer serving in that capacity.
She may have no longer been serving, but she was still collecting a paycheck. If we take her at her word, she made $12,000 from Dolton taxpayers after she stopped working as mayor, another $8,600 from the township after she moved to Georgia. That's roughly $20,000. Last year, about this time, we tried to ask her about her attendance during her final months in office.
Why haven't you been to board meetings since your defeat? You don't want to answer? You're still getting paid. Why not go to the meeting?
Henyard has switched parties from her days here in Chicago's suburbs. She's now raising money and running unopposed in the Republican primary for county commission. But she'll face a much better-known Democrat in a heavily Democratic district in the general election in November. For more of our reporting, go to WGNTV.com/investing. Is it possible to hold elected office here in Illinois while living in
So, honey, let's just see who's speaking. Huh? Cat Lover says she doesn't read email. She showed that when she was mayor. If they let her, they deserve her. I agree with you, Cat Lover. Looks like to me they have not did all of their journalistic work that they needed to do. But I do know that that lady right there, is two of them, are going to ask her, what did you do to cause you? Now, why did you leave so early? You prematurely left before your term was up. What's up with that? I mean, King, Mrs. Tiffany is not going to answer her, of course. Patrick Miller says her grammar is absolutely disgusting for a young political figure. My gosh, send her to a nice school grammar class. She just reminds me of the down home girl next door. But girl, she's a cute young lady, but only if she would do the right thing. And she got that man standing next to her. Lord have mercy. He need to go sit down somewhere. He is not a politician. Peter Northor says they are running out of money. Nobody in their right mind will ever hire either of them. They are looking for political donations to live on. You know what, Mr. Peter Northrup? Exactly, because while she was, while the board member was questioning her about her residency, she also, after she left, was still taking money for that position. They said up to $20,000 she was taking between the two, between Thornton and Thornton. Sebastian said the board did not do their homework. Well, you have to give it to Tiffany. She ain't gonna give up. If nobody don't believe in Tiffany, Tiffany and her man, they believe in themselves. I know that sounds silly, but Tiffany says she is a super mayor. She sees nothing that she did wrong.
We regularly check our mailbox for packages, letters, and documents. Did you know a black man invented something you look at every day? You no longer need to make daily trips to the post office because of Philip B. Downing. You only need to travel a little distance from your home. However, Philip Downing didn't refer to it as a mailbox. A street letterbox is what he termed it. During the late 19th and early 20th century, Philip Bell Downing successfully filed at least 5 patents with the United States Patent Office. A street letterbox and a mechanism for switching street railways were 2 of his most notable creations. Anyone who wanted to mail a letter back then had to go long distances to the post office. This required many individuals to commute long distances and endure delays because of bad weather. This is the story of Philip B. Downing. Sit back, relax, let's get into it. Philip Bell Downing was born on March 22nd, 1857 in Providence, Rhode Island, and came from a wealthy family. His mother, Serena L. DeGrasse, had ancestry in New York City that dated back to the mid-1600s. And his father, George T. Downing, was a well-known abolitionist and businessman who owned hotels and operated a catering service in New York. Thomas Downing, Philip Downing's grandfather, was born in Virginia to freed parents. He was successful in business as well, opening Downing's Oyster House in Manhattan's financial area in 1825. It immediately rose to the top of the list of the most well-known restaurant and caterers in the city. Philip Downing, who was born in the Providence of Rhode Island, was inventive from an early age and always sought new methods to enhance daily activities. Young Philip grew up around powerful people since he was the son of an abolitionist and a wealthy businessman. Philip, one of 6 kids, grew up in Providence and Newport, Rhode Island, as well as Washington, D.C., where his father worked as the dining room manager for the U.S. House of Representatives. Around 1880, according to census statistics, Philip relocated to Boston. He soon wed Evangeline Howard, with whom he had 2 children, Antonia Downing and Philip Downing Jr. Philip Downing was granted patents for several innovations, while being most known for the letterbox. In his first patent, the new and useful improvements to the street railway switches, issued in June 1890, he invented a change to streetcar and train switches that would enable the brakeman to operate the switch from the car's platform. In the end, this innovation gave rise to the light switch. On October 27, 1891, Philip Downing filed a patent for a 4-legged metal box that he had created.
Yes, he did, you guys. So y'all looking at the mailbox, you go to your mailbox every day, just about what I do. But anyway, on June the 17th, 1890, on October 27, 1891, his two patents for a street letter box also gained approval. Downey designed resemble the mailboxes that are now unique. A tall metal box with a secure hinged door to drop letters in. So yeah, the inventor of the mailbox is your ancestor, Philip Downey, you guys. Yeah, let's see.
And invented something you look at every day. You no longer need to make daily trips to the post office because of Philip B. Downey. You only need to travel a little distance from your home. However, Philip Downey didn't refer to it as a mailbox. A street letter box is what he termed it. During the late 19th and early 20th century,
this is by Black Business Files, you guys.
Philip Bell Downing successfully filed at least 5 patents with the United States Patent Office. A street letter box and a mechanism for switching street railways were two of his most notable creations. Anyone who wanted to mail a letter back then had to go long distances to the post office.
Shout out to Philip B. Downing, right? The FBA who improved the mailbox. He did a lot of stuff, you guys. Very intelligent. Black Business File.